So today we're going to be reviewing some of the things that we've already done, of course, to reinforce the learning. And we're also going to be doing a heart opening sequence that will also open up the lymphatic system as well as opening your heart, which is where a lot of emotional things get stuck. So we'll start as we do with a little bit of breath work just to clear your mind and get yourself ready. Keep in mind that Qigong means energy work. So we're working with the energy or the Qi in your body. This Qi is what has been used by shamans around the world for healing for centuries. To feel your Qi, it's the electrical impulse that we have that makes us tick. It's that life force beyond your breath. You can just find that little sense of energy that we generate by rubbing your palms together. So do this and get your palms really, really hot. Once you feel your palms warm, part your hands. And just feel that sense of energy, the positive and negative, like a magnet repulsing. So as you pulse your hands together, you can play with it, you can roll it around, and you can also learn to direct it inward, which is what Qigong is about. It's that inward direction to help fortify your body. And in villages throughout China, when this was developed around all of China, every village had their own different way of approaching Qigong. So there are many different forms. I've studied all the different types. So that's why every time I do the class, there's always a little bit something different, hopefully keep you coming back, and also to build on the things that we've already covered. So since we've started our Qi work with the palms for you to understand how this energetic field is within us and in every living thing in the universe, let's go to the breath, because that is truly one way that you can enhance circulation in your body, increase the oxygen flow in your body, and when there is more oxygen, dis-ease cannot grow. If you are sitting, please lengthen your ribs up away from your hips. You may even feel your tailbone curl back a little bit. So if you can feel your spine, maybe you're sitting like this, try curling your tailbone back like you're letting your belly button smile to the world. Keep your spine nice and tall, and we're going to lift the sky. So as we lift the sky, you're going to take a long breath in. When the arms are in the sky, we're going to sustain it in the body for a moment just to let the oxygen fill every crevice. And then as we lower our arms, we're going to release the breath nice, long, even, and soft. And that's the kind of breath we're going to be using throughout this whole class. The same long, slow, even, and soft breath. And let's practice today really filling the body and emptying slowly. So no matter what else we're doing with the body is going to connect with the breath. And one thing that happens when you're nervous or watching way too much TV or even spending too much time on the internet, you build up a sense of dis-ease in the body. Many things accumulate in the mind, and your mind goes crazy. And in the Chinese philosophy, they believe 80% of dis-ease begins in the mind, because your organs and tissues store emotions and memories. So, with that said, let's start. I'm going to move back. If you are chair bound, sit forward on your chair so the shoulders are over your hips. Lace your fingers. Lift your hands into the sky. Push high up into the sky on your inhale. Fill up your body. Part your hands. Nice and slow. You can even close your eyes and just let your arms float down so the hands are empty. And as you feel your arms going down, see if you can feel that same tingling through the palms and the ends of your fingers. We're going to do 3 lifts, lift the skies. So my hands are laced. I turn the palms out. Inhale, lift to the sky. Press up high. Feel that stretch all the way into the lower part of your abdomen. Part your fingers. Exhale. Again, close your eyes. Completely empty each breath. Breathe in. Once more, lift the sky, push high up into the clouds. And exhale. Good. And now bring your hands to your knees. We're going to leave your knees parted, so if you're in a chair, make sure that your heels are at least as wide as the chair. We're going to do a little bit of crane and turtle. This, again, helps to stimulate circulation up through the spine. So think about your spine as if it were a hollow tube, and we're going to be bringing energy up through that tube into the brain. So lift the chin and lengthen your spine so your whole body lifts up. Try lifting your jaw, so the lower jaw, so that you get a nice stretch here in the front of the throat, opening up the thyroid. Breathe in as you sip and lengthen the body a little more. Fold out from the waist on your exhale. Keep your chin pointed. Come out as much as is comfortable for you. And then begin the movement at the bottom of the spine. So draw your abdomen in, curl the tailbone under. I'm going to roll my shoulders forward, chin to chest. Push your spine toward the back wall. Curl up through your body. We're going to do more. Lift up on the inhale. And exhale, fold out. Draw the abdomen in, curl the tailbone and shoulders forward. Roll up through your spine. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to do 9 of these. Curl up through the spine. So that was 3 if you want to count. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Draw the abdomen in, roll the shoulders, push the spine back, curl the chin to the sky. Exhale, fold. Let your head empty. Curl the shoulders, press the spine back, roll up through your body. Chin to sky, long spine. Again, exhale. Nice, long, even and slow movement, just like your breath. Inhale and exhale. Breathe in. 2 more. Lift up. Exhale. Roll, press back. Do 1 more. If you haven't been doing them yet, at least catch this last one. Fold out. Let your head hang. Press the spine back. Roll up through your body. Good. So again, the movement is going to complement the length of your breath. I'm going to stand. If you are unable to stand, just follow along. We're going to be doing the banging the wellness points. So if you are unable to stand up and swing, or lifting your arms is not possibility, you can just lift your elbow up as much as you can. So examine where your abilities are and assess where you are today without judging yourself. If you're able to stand with me, I'm going to stand at an angle so you can see what I'm doing. I may take this jacket off if it makes it hard. You're going to lift up on the heels and drop down heavy as you swing your arms behind you. Lift up, exhale, drop down. Big exhale. If you're doing it with the standing and you need to hold on to something, you can do this motion, just one leg and arm at a time. Okay, so you're going to play around with what works for you. Try 3 more. Good. So this will help to get the dead cells out of the body into the bloodstream so they get flushed from the kidneys. So remember, the kidneys and the heart are the two main organs in Chinese medicine that are always checked first. They look at the organs to see what happened to the body and why something is wrong in the body. So in Western medicine, it's a different technique. So if you don't know whether or not to believe this, just believe it. It's like the water flowing through the mountains. It's going to flow whether you believe it or not. Bend your knees. You can put your hands on your hips if you like, or lay them here at your abdomen. And we're going to roll the hips. So this is something you can do on your breaks from your computer, hopefully. You remember to get up and move around. I encourage you to put a timer on your phone or set one on your computer just to make yourself get up and take a little break. Any of these movements that we're doing, if you remember any of them, they're all great things to do, just one or two through the day. Big hip swirls. And now again, keep your upper body still and just move the lower portion of your body. So if you put your hands on your rib cage, it helps you to notice if you're moving the upper body. Reverse in the other direction. Notice my knees are bent. So as I'm rotating like I'm circling around a hula hoop, I can keep my movement easy because I have bent knees. Great. Now step your feet in. And let's do a little bit of shaking the tree just to complement what we've already done. We'll sit down in a moment in case you're getting worn out. I know some of you aren't prone to standing much. Maybe you've gotten out of the habit. So lift your toes. Notice I have my toes lifted right now. So here they are flat, there they are lifted. And you're going to spread your toes out. And then lay them down flat. Without moving your feet, I want you to take the inside ankle and push it toward the outside ankle so you feel that strength in your legs. This is what we call grounding. So if you're feeling really stressed out, you can practice this. You can do this while you're washing dishes or if you're cooking on the stove. Just practice planting your feet in the ground, pressing your ankles from the inside to the outside. Feel the strength moving up your legs and into your body. And this is a good way to practice sending any tension down through the heels and into the earth. So if you find that you've been doing something besides listening to beautiful music, this is a way that you can help put your body and breath together to feel strong and really fortified. So we're going to keep that strength in the bottom of the body, lift the shoulders and drop them. And if you're able to bend the knees, we're going to bounce a little bit. So as you exhale, flick your hands, but don't do the hands if it means that you're not lifting your shoulders. If you have a mirror in your home, practice this in front of a mirror, because what happens is people start doing this and they stop moving their shoulders. So this is great, but this is what we want to focus on, that your arms are not connected to your body. Just imagine that and just let them flop. And again, we're going to put a good exhale with it. So your bounce is going to be whatever bounce works for you today, but practice that exhale that I showed you at the beginning. Just let your head move. Imagine you're standing on a trampoline, being bounced around by someone else. Do 2 or 3 more long exhales. You can move your body around in different ways. You can even lift your arms up if that feels good for you today. This is another way of doing the same thing. So you can bring your hands up and out and around, just like you're sprinkling stardust all over the world. Whatever works for you. Good. Now we're going to slow down and we're going to take a step outside of your hips. Again, those knees stay bent. Little fist. You're going to tap. So we've done this tapping, and we're going to do these same warm-ups just to remind you. So remember, the more you do something, the more your body remembers it. Tap at the front of the hip bone. The other tap is going up in my lower back. So again, tapping at the hip bone is believed to help build white blood cells in the body. This is where bone marrow is developed. And we're tapping the back where the adrenals and the kidneys are. So you can just let your shoulders wiggle. Notice my hips are starting to move and my arm is just following the hip. Good. And then slow down. And just because we have a varied crowd, you can stay standing, but we're going to sit down for the next couple of things. We're going to go into the hips before we go back to the heart. Remember, this is the center of the body, and this is where a lot of emotional things get stuck. And when you're sitting a lot, it's really not good for the body at all. We did the crane, which is pointing the chin out. And we're going to reverse that now, which sounds like, why would we be doing that? But the whole idea, again, is to stimulate circulation from the tailbone to the brain. So we're reversing the move, and you're going to bring your chin into your chest, roll the shoulders. So I'll turn to the side. I'm curling my shoulders, chin to the chest. Draw your abdomen in as you push your spine back. Keep your chin in close to your body. Roll all the way down. This is called turtle emerges from the sea. So you're going to lift your chin and look up like you're coming up through the water. Chin into the sky. Exhale, chin to chest. Curl the shoulders. Tuck your abdomen in just a little bit so that you can fold and get a deeper opening in the lower part of your spine. Lift the nose and chin and breathe in. Chin to the sky. Long spine. Exhale, chin to chest. Roll the body. Empty the breath. Lift the nose and chin and inhale. Chin to sky. Just going to continue. Chin to chest. Roll forward. Exhale. Lift the nose and chin. Inhale. Chin to chest. Roll forward. Exhale. Lift the nose and chin. Look up. Breath in. Big smile on your face. Coming up through the water. Chin to chest. Exhale. Roll down through the body. Lift the nose and chin. Look up as you stretch up into the sky. Last one. Chin in. Roll forward. Lift the nose and chin. Bring the chin all the way into the sky. And bring your head over your shoulder. And just notice if you feel any different. And again, if you're feeling any tingling feeling, that is nothing wrong with you. It means that you have oxygen moving through your bloodstream. Sometimes people will feel a little dizzy or lightheaded when they start some Qigong practices. That's normal. There's nothing to be concerned about. If you do feel a little dizzy, you can just close your eyes for a moment. Open your mouth on the exhales. And that should allow it to pass within 3 to 5 breaths. Okay? So we're going to stand back up again. If you need to stay seated, you're going to sit as far forward in the chair as you can with your legs really wide. And we're going to be moving the arms. And as my arm comes one side, this leg's going to lengthen. So if my arms go to the right, my left leg is going to lengthen. I'm going to bring my arms up over my head as I shift. And now I'm on both sitting bones. I'm going to bring my arms over to shoulder height. So don't let them drop. And see my other leg extended. Bring them back and lower. And we start again. Up, opening up the arms. Shift the weight to the other leg. Leg is extended. Come back to the center. And empty down. So standing, legs are wide. Arms are at shoulder height. We're going to shift to one side. Wherever side you're going on, the arms are empty, and notice that my elbows are bent. So if you, some of you are familiar with DJs that spin, so you want that kind of empty openness in the arms, okay? And from the side, see my shoulders? My shoulders are going to roll. And this is an exaggeration of the movement we're doing, but I want you to see that there's an openness. I am creating space between my shoulder blades with this movement. So I'll do it 3/4 view. Maybe you can see it easier. Hands at shoulder height. Shift. Breathe in. Follow your hands. And just imagine you have a ball in your palms. Bring it over like you're going to sit it on a shelf at shoulder height. Elbows bend, the palms face the earth, slide across your body. Follow your hands if you can. Inhale. Feel your heart opening to the sky, shifting to the side that your hands are going to. Exhale. Slide your arms like you're washing a table. And then turn the palms to face each other. Come up. Shift. Exhaling. Inhale. Shift to the side. And exhale. We're going to reverse the other direction. So bring your arms to the side. Palms face one another. Breathe in. Palms are together. Your hips are centered in the middle. Shift the weight. Exhale. You can kind of let your hands drop in the middle as you like. Before you start the next one, elbows stay bent. So just imagine again like you're polishing a surface. And then you bring your arms over, then the palms face each other. As you come to center, palms hold that ball. Bring it to the side. Palms face the earth. See my back legs extended. Exhale. Let your arms drop if you need a little rest. Bring them back. Inhale. Follow your hands. Weight shifts. I'm centered. Exhale. Again, breathe in. Palms face each other, creating that ball in the sky. And exhale. We're going to continue with a little less wide stance, but that same kind of movement. And we've done this ocean breathing in the past, like you're pulling the water in over your abdomen, which is what we call the lower dantian. So keep a bend in your knees. And what I really want you to focus on is rolling the shoulders. Lean into the heels. Inhale, shift forward onto the balls of the feet. Gather that beautiful pure water. Sink into the heels. And your hands do not touch. They just brush in front of the body. Breathe in. Lean back. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Lean back into the heels. Feel the weight shifting. If you're a little nervous about your balance, as you shift back, lift your toes up. Find the squareness on the bottom of your feet. Breathe in. Now we're going to lift it a little higher. So your arms are going to come up to your heart, like you're pulling in golden rays. And from the side, when my arms come back, see if you can lean back and look up a little bit and squeeze your shoulder blades together. And then push the shoulder blades back, gather that energy in across your heart. With, again, the palms are not touching. They're coming close but not touching. So you're brushing the chi across your heart, inviting some love, compassion, and joy into your heart. And as you exhale, maybe you have some resentment or anger that you want to let go with your breath. Just like you're washing your body. One more. Good. And then step in. Again, laying your hands on your abdomen. That just gives you a chance to rest. And we call this sealing the energy in. So you can spiral your palms, rubbing on the abdomen. Gives a nice comfort effect. If you struggle with a lot of anxiety, then you can rub here into the abdomen. Rub around the ribs, grabbing those organs. That will help bring a calming effect to the body. We're going to move back to the kidneys. So again, heart and kidneys is our focus, and then we're going to go on to more of the lymph node action. The lymphs are connected into this next movement because we are going to be using the arms again. So if you're in the chair, just remember, you can join us here. My chair's great. So we're going to be moving our arms. So the arm movement is the hand, the thumb curls up to the sky. This is kind of hard to do in a chair. Let me figure this out. The other hand's going to come back and tap. So I am far forward on my chair. So this leg is open. And as I switch, I'm going to rotate around. So if this is difficult for you, you're just going to do whatever you can, but I want you to try when you come all the way to the side to press that knee back so you're opening up the front of your hip and the back of the knee. So that's your job in a chair. And then if you can roll the hand up and curl the thumb, you're going to get a nice openness here under the arms and down through the breast. If you can, tap the lower back. That's the next step. So just do what you can if you're limited in the chair. I know you will. We're standing. Again, I'm going to come to the side and I'll even turn around to the back for a round just so you can see the full movement. My feet are wide apart. I'm going to bring one hand in front and the other one behind me. The hand behind is a little soft fist, and I'll be tapping. This hand is going to come across, and the thumb rotates up like I'm pushing up. I don't know, maybe you have a ceiling tile, and your thumb's going to poke a hole in it. So that's the kind of movement, and the stretch is diagonal across your body. As I'm stretching up, the back heel lifts up. So the leg that's long, the heel is lifting up, not the toe. And then I exhale and I shift my weight in the center. All the weight's coming to the other leg now. This hand's going to make a fist, and this arm is going to lengthen up to the sky. And again, poke your thumb like you're poking a hole in the ceiling. Exhale, shift, twist. So from the back, tapping. Come into the center, and as your arms change, you're shifting your weight. Curl the thumb up. Stretch through the thumb like you're poking a hole in the ceiling. Tap. Tapping can be as gentle or as easy as you want it to be, but usually it's kind of a good little tap. Again, the tapping helps to just release any toxins out of the organs, anything that you don't need stuck in there. We're going to do 2 more on each side. Shift, stretch, and when you're pushing your hand up, see if you can feel it all the way down the side of your body. Last one on each side. And bring your arms down. We're going to complement that with a little heaven and earth. Again, we're still working here in the upper part of the body. You can stand, or you can easily do this in a chair. I'm going to stay standing because I'm already here. My feet, again, are a comfortable distance apart. Feel free to lift your toes and spread them out just to capture that habit of finding the full surface of your foot on the ground. Heaven and earth, your hands are going to cross without touching. One palm faces up, the other one stays at waist height. And again, I want to turn. So this is similar to what we've already done. Push the heel of the hand up. Come back in the center, hands cross without touching. This hand's going to stay in line with your hip bones. This hand goes up. Inhale, exhale. Follow your hands, keeping your mind connected to your breath. This is the inhale, and the press is the exhale. Again, one to each side. Notice my knees are bent. My hips are where the rotation is happening. And now just let your hands float down to the side of your body. Lift your arms up. I want you to just move your arms like there's feathers. Lift your arms as high as you can. Sink down. Shifting. Lift up the heel. Sink down. Why are we doing so much of this? Because the heart needs to be open as you let go of any resentment or anger that might be accumulating if you feel like you've been stuck too long without all of those limitations. Listen, this is an opportunity for you to not think about what's limited you, but to think about how great it is that you were able to save so much money by not having to go everywhere. Your life is slowing down. Gives you a chance to just be inside that beautiful body that you've been given. Just notice the knocks and bangs without judging. Hands over the abdomen. Rotate. So this helps with digestion as well, if you have digestive issues. I'm going to go back to some points that we went over last week. We were focusing on the lymph nodes. We did a lot of the exercises already standing. I'm going to come forward again so that we can concentrate a little more on the thymus and the pressure points around the face. Many beautiful blooms are out now, but that also means the pollen. So if you, again, have sinus issues, we're going to go over the points on the face and we'll review some things for headaches if you're struggling with that. So take a seat, a couple of breaths, and let's start out with the points for the face for sinuses. Again, you're using your ring finger. The ring fingers have less pressure. That's why we use them as opposed to any other finger. Bring your hand to the inside of your eye on the side of the nose and make 8 or 9 circles in each direction. Your eyes can be closed while you're doing this. Those very nice, gentle pressure. Reverse in the other direction. Now slide your fingers down your nose to the crevice of where the nostril and the line of the cheekbone connect and press in. Make 8 circles. And reverse. And now we're going to take your ring finger and slide your finger from the middle of your eye. Just lay your finger straight over the eye, down to the bottom of the cheekbone, and push up underneath the cheekbone. You're going to feel that little dent in the bone. That's where you want to be in your point. And keep your mouth partly open, so as you circle, you can feel that little indentation. Remember, if there's any area that's tender as we're doing this, that just means there might be a little bit of blockage. Reverse. So simply go back to it at other times during the day. It's an easy way to get circulation moving through the glands. Bring your fingers down to your jaw, and under the bone, again, you'll feel a little wonky spot there. You can make circles. There are many, many points on the face and the head and the ears. And now we're going to go with your middle finger and ring finger together. Slide them in front of the ear. Open your jaw a little bit so you can feel where it parts, and massage. You can just use the middle finger or two fingers, you pick. This one is not as tender as the center of the face, so you can use different fingers for these points on the outside edges. Reverse in the other direction. The next point, take your fingers from the corner of your eye, slide it to your hairline. So right where the hair and the skin connect. Again, two fingers, make circles. And reverse in the other direction. And then take your ring finger again, go back to the middle of the eye, up to the hairline, press in and make circles right above the eye. Again, you're going to feel that little dent in the bone. So close your eyes and remember, reinforce your own learning, because even if you do not have sinus issues at this point right now, you might get a head cold later in the year. Maybe you can share these with other people. Take two fingers from the middle of the forehead and pull out to the side. So this also helps if you have tension in the forehead. So just like you're ironing out any lines in your skin, you can press in. I've seen it done with the fingertips or the knuckles, so pick whatever feels right for you today. Now take your middle finger, because it's the longest one, and you're going to lay it under your ear and slide it back to the hairline. So straight back from the ear where the neck and hairline connect on both sides, make your circles. Again, you'll feel a little soft spot or an indentation. That's how you know you've got the right point. And rotate in the other direction. Now take both index finger and middle finger, slide it from that point to the back. Find your spine and then trace the spine up to the bottom of the skull. You're going to take your fingers and curl up into that point. So if you tuck your chin forward and slide the fingers up and press up, lift your head so that your head falls back. The weight of your head is applying pressure where the fingers are pushing up under that point. Teeth can be parted and make circles. Reverse. And now go from your ear, the top of the ear. We're going to take both fingers and trace a line straight up to the top of your head. So it's between the two ears. Single point, right at the top of the head, push straight down. You only need one finger for this. If you want to use both hands, you can, but it's really a singular point. It's going to feel a little strange. This is really a super excellent point if you struggle with headaches. So close your eyes and push straight down, and you can hold it for up to a minute. It's really not necessary to do the circles, but you can if that feels great. So there's always variations. If it feels great in your body to do one more than the other, go for it. Release. And what this does is it opens up both halves of the brain, creates that synapse opening. So just like the Schuylkill, if you're familiar with Philadelphia, we have a highway that was never built for the amount of traffic that it has. It's always crowded. So think of that crowded highway near where you live. This point helps to open up that blood flow so that it helps to get rid of those headaches. Now we're going to take that same point, so you can find it again, thumbs at the ears. Just bring your middle finger up to the middle of the head, and then use your index finger and thumb or ring finger, and we're just going to brush from that point toward the back of the head. That will help to, again, bring the blood flow into the brain. We're going to go to the ears. Let's take your fingertips first before we move on to the ears, and use all the fingertips like a brush, and brush from the front of your face all the way back. It's like you're combing your hair. Go from the top to the sides. And now let's move to the ears. So again, the ears have a lot of points, and usually when I'm doing this, I put my thumb behind my ear so that the other hand has something to push on. Your arm can go above your head, but it doesn't have to. I think this is done mostly for demonstration purposes. Just put your hands however they work for you, and rub very vigorously around the outside edge of your ear, particularly around the top part if you struggle with anxiety. It's the upper lobe, under the upper lobe. Just give a vigorous rub in there. Get some blood flowing into these points. And then massage, so vigorously rubbing like you're trying to scrub a pan that you might have overcooked. Scrub, go onto the inside of the earlobe. You could use your thumb if that's convenient, or just a fingertip. We're rubbing. So again, I'm keeping my thumb on the other side, just so I get a little extra support there. And then rub the outside edge of the earlobe. Come down to the bottom. And then go to the other side. So whatever you do to one side, make sure you do to the other. Remember to come up under the upper part of the earlobe. That is point for anxiety if you're struggling with that. And just remember, anxiety means that you are thinking about future events. Depression is thinking too much about the past. But being present is where you want to keep your mind. So if you go back to your breath, that will help stabilize your thoughts. It's true. Rub vigorously around the outside edge of the ear. And just remember, there's a lot of things right now that are out of our control, but you can control how you perceive this situation. And this is a great opportunity for you to learn some new things. Reach out to people that you haven't been in touch with. Maybe you write some letters if you haven't done that for a while. Rub all the way around the ears. Again, feel the warmth in your ears. So we're just bringing the circulation to the surface. So let's do that with the face as well. And remember, if you're feeling really stressed, I suggest you keep a mirror nearby, because if you do get a lot of headaches, a lot of times people are holding tension in their face. If you've been looking at the screen too long, you may be holding tension in your face without even being aware of it. So rub the palms, feel the heat again as we did at the beginning of class. And we're going to lay the palms over your face. So just let your hands lay soft over the skin. And now brushing lightly. So your hands are going to come up and around the outside edge of your face, just like you're washing your face with fresh spring water. Come under the chin and up the throat and around the outside edge, over the ears, the bottom of the neck. Big breath in. Try this. Lifting your body up on the inhale so the spine is tall as the breath fills up the body. Again. And just let your hands come down the front of your throat. So we're going to work on the thymus. Remember, opening the neck as we did earlier with our turtle and crane helps to open the thyroid. But the thymus is here, lower. So find your collarbones, and about 3 fingers below it is a good point. We're going to use the meat of your thumb, and we're going to tap. And you can do this tapping at any time. You can tap hard or soft. Doesn't matter. We're stimulating circulation into the gland. So that's the whole point of this, just as we were doing earlier with the movements for the kidneys and the whole circulatory system. So Qigong isn't like a aerobic class, right? In America, we've been pushing. Now everything is stopped. And I think many people are understanding all that effort may not have been so necessary. Think of water. The water is going to flow down the hill. And if it didn't know where it was going and it worried about where it would be going, how neurotic would that water look? You just have to trust and believe that you are in control of the world that you create for yourself right now, because everyone's hitting the reset button, and it's kind of exciting. So again, you could use your fingertips. That's a little easier for you. We're going to use your knuckle now, and we're going to go across the collarbone. So the collarbones might really stick out, so this is good for you to have an example. You're going to use your knuckle, and you're going to rub from the bone toward your shoulder. You can do this as well when you're sitting in a chair. You could go to the other side. Use your thumb. Push. So we go from the inside toward the outside. And then we're going to take our thumbs and we're going to find that point. So if you rotate your arm, if I go out to the collarbone, so if I take my tank top, I'm going to slide my fingertips right to where that joint is. And that's where you're going to rotate. So see if I rotate my arm, that little point in the pit. Rotate circles with your thumb. If it feels a little tender, you've got the point. Might be a little painful. That's normal. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong. Let's go to the other side. So slide your finger to the point and then push in and rub. And you can explore which direction feels right for you. You may find that there's one way that feels a little more natural. Pick what works for you. So those are some things you can do at any time, especially if you're sitting a lot. We're going to go back and do our tapping. So the Daoin tapping is again to just flush any extra stagnant energy that we have out of our tissues and into the bloodstream. We've done this at the beginning in the past. We'll do it at the end today. Just wanted to make sure that I reinforce the learning about these points of going around the thymus and the lung points, because these are the areas that are fragile right now. So you have the ability to control your immunity system a little bit. Maybe not a lot of it, but certainly these things have held the test of time. So let's go back to tapping. Again, if you're still sitting, stay seated. If you're able to stand up, please do so that the things are going to flow through your body. I'm going to use my knuckles or fingertips. You pick what works for you. Or use your sock with beans in it if you have it. Start at the top of the neck and go down the arm. Open the hand and over the fingers and go all the way to the end of the fingers. Do the outside of the arm. Tap the edge of the fingers. Inside of the arm. Again, the side of the fingers, under the arm. Get into the elbow area, so this area gets a lot of trapped chi because it's bent a lot. And then down into the center of the palm. And if you want to take your thumb and rub into the middle of the palm, that's a heart meridian point. You can even take your hands down and roll through each finger, giving a little pinch at the end. So I'm rotating the front, back, and sides of each finger. Little massage. If you have arthritic joints, this will help bring the heat and blood back into the tissues, so it does have a restorative benefit to it. I'm going to go to the other side. So I'm just starting at the top of the neck, come down the arms. If you want to play around with a little whisk broom, a whisk broom is a nice alternative, or a sock filled with, they recommend mung beans, but you could use some lentils or kidney beans, or maybe there's some beans in your closet you'll never eat. Tap, sides of the finger, and under the arm. Massage the middle of the palm. Go through each finger, vigorous. Rub the top, bottom, and side. Give a little pinch at the end. What's going on with your breath? Are you still breathing right now? Long and slow? Check in with yourself. And always practice making your exhale a little longer than your inhale. And while we're on the fingers and the thumb particularly, I'm going to come back and show you the thumb headache point. So you're going to use your knuckle of your thumb and lay the crease of your knuckle, right where it bends, in the web part of your thumb. And this you bend in, and the tip of your thumb is the point. So whatever the size of your hand, if you place the knuckle right at that web point and bend the thumb, you'll be in the headache point. And again, if this feels tender, rub it a little more through the day, because that will help, again, to stimulate circulation to the brain and get rid of those headaches. Let's go back to our torso. So once you're done with your hands, lift your arm up as much as you can, a little tapping underneath the arm, at the armpit, and down the side of the ribs. Come across your chest. If you need to use your fingertips or change the tension, that's a possibility for you. Come back up, and we're going to use your fingertips to tap across your chest, and we'll go to the other side, switching hands, right? So lift your arms and come up underneath the armpit, down the side of the ribs. You can use one or both hands in the center and tap underneath the rib cage. So one side of your body, if you're tapping on the right side, you're stimulating the liver. If you're tapping on the left, you are stimulating the spleen and the pancreas. You can go down to the intestines in circles. If it feels tender under your rib cage, you're not alone. There's the diaphragm muscle that's there to help you breathe. So if that feels tender, there's nothing wrong with you. It's normal. We're going to do the back. So you can tap at the top of the shoulder as much as you can. Lean forward, so give that little roll open with your shoulders and tap. Go down both sides of your spine. And if you lean forward, it'll help you open up the adrenals and kidneys a little more. Come down to your tailbone and tap the tailbone. So we tap the tailbone, again, it connects to the brain. It's the beginning of the central nervous system. Now we're going to go down one glute. Go down the back of the leg. Tap in behind the knees, all the way down to your ankle. Outside of the leg, one or both hands. You pick. Front of the leg. Remember, the place where the leg creases is where a lot of lymph nodes live. So we're going to put some extra effort in there. Go down the front of the leg to the ankle, inside. Spend extra time here where your leg creases. So find that spot, tap vigorously and frequently through the day. Come down the inside of your leg to your ankle. And we're going to come back up, back around, find your hip bone, to the glute, down the back of the leg, behind the knee. Find the quad, the bent part of the leg, and make a lot of tapping. So go at it. If you're in a chair, remember you can be seated with your leg open to the side to get this same tapping. Down, inside of the leg. And then you can brush your arms down the leg. This is another way to send the energy through the body. So just like you're washing your body. And then we're going to go to the feet. So we just have a little bit of time, but we have enough time to hit the main points. When you remove your sock, you're going to go around the heel of your foot. Take 2 thumbs and go from the heel, rub up toward the ball of the foot. Use your thumb in the point below the ball of the foot or your elbow if that's available for you. And rotate your elbow in that point or your thumb. Take 2 thumbs, top of the ankle, push down in between each toe on the top of your foot. So I'm moving my leg this way so you can see hopefully what I'm doing. And then take your hand and with your claw fingers pull back your toes. Other claw fingers are going to come right at the base of the toes and you're going to rub, giving a massage at the base of your toes. And then start with whatever toe you choose, one end or the other. You're going to use both fingers and massage the top, bottom, and sides. And give a little pinch at the end of each toe. So rubba-dubba-dubba and pinch. And then again, take your other hand and thread your fingers in between your toes. Rotate your ankles. And go in the other direction. And then rub the top and the bottom of your foot all the way to the end. I know we didn't get to serve tea today because I went over other heart openers for you, but since I know that it's a favorite, I'll make sure we do it next week. Rub your hands out the end of your foot and switch to the other side. Again, pincher fingers are going to rub around the ankle. So from the side, maybe you can see better. Take your thumbs and go from the heel up to the ball of the foot. Elbow or thumb in the point below the ball of the foot. The bubbling well point, so it's sort of right under the ball of the foot, near the middle of the foot. Take 2 thumbs, go from the ankle down toward the toes, just pressing in Getting circulation in between each of those spaces between the toes. And then take your fingers and pull the toes back. Use your claw fingers, tips, and massage at the base of the toes. Then take the index finger and thumb and get the top, bottom, and sides of each toe. Rub a little vigorously if you can. Pinch at the end. If you're living with someone, try talking them into doing this so you can do this with each other. It's a really nice way to give each other a foot massage, and it has a lot of tremendous benefits because remember, the hands and the feet are the end of your nervous system. So that's why we start with the spine. Spine is key to overall wellness in your body, structurally. Now both hands, rub top and bottom. Sort of wash down through the foot. Take your fingers, thread them through the toes. This is a nice thing you can practice while you're watching TV, just spreading those toes apart. So get some circulation in there. Hopefully you haven't had your feet jammed into shoes too much as you used to. Your whole body can respond with benefits to this posture of our culture taking a reset. And then just take a moment and pay attention to how different your feet and your body feel right now. Qi is subtle. It doesn't require a lot of physical, vigorous exercise. Your awareness is on the subtlety, like your breath. So to the end today, let's come back to a few rounds of breath just to remind ourselves of how important it is to focus on the sound of your breath. If you can hear the sound of your breath with a now close your mouth and try bringing the breath behind your throat. Not behind your throat, over the back of the throat. That sound is also called Darth Vader breath. If you focus on that exhale and this sound, breathe in, hear the sound of your exhale now. Do two more. Filling up your body fully, feeling your ribs expand and your spine getting taller. Stay in the breath. Exhale like you're letting your breath out through a straw. Long, slow, even, and soft. Feel your abdomen moving in toward your spine to fully empty your breath. Do one more. Close your eyes. Picture your whole body full with that precious breath. Exhale. Keep your eyes closed. Bring your palms together, connecting your heart meridian. And remember this week that whenever your hands are connected, you're sealing that love and kindness into your own body first. Holding the hand of someone else allows you to share that love with other people. Since we are in our situation, you can still share that sense of love and kind and joyness through your eyes. If you are wearing a mask and they can't see your smile, they will see it in your eyes. For all of us today, put a smile on your face and just thank yourself for tuning in today, spending a little extra time celebrating that perfect body you've been given to live in. The secret to being well is starting with the message you send into yourselves. So practice that kindness, and until our paths meet again, I look forward to seeing you next Monday or Thursday at 1:30 for some restorative yoga. I hope you had a great day, a beautiful week. Thanks for tuning in.